free mind. You crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel. Make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Regie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show, a show that we do on Sunday night in order to get the week started off on the right foot. And as part of that, I give you a rundown of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this upcoming week. And then we also spend some time talking about some news and current events, things that are top of mind for me and may also be top of mind for you. And this week is the week that we head to San Diego Comic-Con. And I'm telling you, I am very, very excited about that. I will admit, I am not thrilled to have to wear a mask. I'm not thrilled to head back to California where masks are required. So that has dampened my spirits just a little bit. But I am hopeful that San Diego Comic-Con will be a huge success and I'll have an opportunity to meet a lot of people. So I'm looking forward to that. So if you are headed to San Diego, make sure you swing by. There will be a couple of booths that Doug and I will be at, and we would welcome an opportunity to meet and greet you at San Diego Comic-Con. I've heard nothing but great things about this con. I've heard that it's wall-to-wall people, so we will see what that looks like. This will actually be my first time going. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And then I'm going to go to the chat to see who it is that may have popped in here. So I have received a box from CGC. It's going to be an unboxing, and unboxings are a wonderful thing. So I have an awesome box that I'm going to unbox in a video coming out this week. There are some awesome books in there. I will tell you some books that I have been, that I've had in the collection for a while. I am excited that they have gone off, come back, and I cannot wait to put them on the wall, because that's part of the joy, in my opinion, of getting books graded, is that it makes it a little bit easier for you to display those books. So there's a CGC unboxing going down. I'm also going to talk about whether there is a new generation and or a new type of comic book collector out there in the world. And this struck me a couple of weeks ago. I recorded the video and I'm just now getting around to release it. To that same point, I'm going to be releasing a video this week as well, in which I'm going to offer up some reasons why people should use CBCS. And I've been doing several videos on CBCS, and this is a video that I had planned to do as part of the flurry of videos that were coming out about them, and time has gotten by. I'm finally now going to release that video. So those are the 3 pre-recorded videos. There may be a fourth. There may be a fourth pre-recorded video that is going to be released, and that is dependent upon how Wednesday goes. If certain things happen this week, it could prevent me from going live as part of the Comics Today show that I do on Wednesday. And fingers crossed, part of what I am hoping will happen is that the palette of books, the palette of boxes that contain the Isolation comic, I am hopeful that those will show up before I go to San Diego. And if they do, I will be trying to process as many orders as I possibly can before flying out to San Diego. So fingers crossed that shipment comes in. It's been delayed about a week and a half, and I've sent off a lot of emails. So fingers crossed that it does indeed come in. And if it does, I'm going to try to process as many of the orders as possible. And I'll be doing first in, first out type of scenario. I'll be mailing out the first orders that were in. Those are the ones that are going to get the first attention. So stay tuned to your inbox, because the website kicks off tracking numbers and all that kind of stuff when I start to process things. But if the books show up, I'll be busy doing that. If they do not show up, there is a chance that we will still do the live show on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so there you go. That is the stuff that's happening. In addition to the videos, there will also be one podcast that is going to be released on Monday as well at 10 a.m. And shout out to my mother. Shout out to my mother if she happens to be watching the show. I talked to her earlier today. She said, I listened to your podcast. I said, you listened to the podcast? I was like, where'd you listen to it? She said, on YouTube. I said, you mean you watched the show? She says, yeah, I watched the show. And it was just an interesting moment. I don't know that my mother has exactly tuned in before, so that was a little bit of a shocker and cool thing. She says that I have the gift of gab. I wonder where I get it from. Shout out to you, Mom. There you go. Dave's on. He's like, Sheila. Sheila has the gift of gab indeed. Randy Resnake, how you doing, brother? He says, so excited, brother. I'll be honest with you. I'm excited to get the copies so I can send the copies to you so that we can fulfill your level of excitement, brother. I'll tell you that. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for these books to be here. Wear your Spidey mask, brother. I don't have a Spider-Man mask. I live in North Carolina. We don't do all that stuff down here in North Carolina. Thank goodness. That's part of the reason why I ended up moving here. Shout out to Mama 1G. That's what's up, Philtastic. I appreciate that. Joey Stuntmaster's up in here. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Yes, Tina. I'm gonna tell you, you know some of the stuff. It's crazy. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot. Oh man, how you doing, Donald? It's good to see all these wonderful people up here that had an opportunity to meet my mother while they were here. Here, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. When she said it, I said, "Hey, it's a good thing that I don't show out on camera. You certainly don't want to expose any children to foul language, including your own, but you certainly don't want to have your mother show up and have you be a potty mouth." You know? I always keep it clean. Always when I'm on camera. Clyde, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Liger's up in the house. How you doing? Squirrel Madness, my man. Yeah, man. So Sheila hit me up. She said, what day do we need to come by to help you do what you need to do for those comics? I said, Mom, I welcome you at any time to help this out. She's like, yeah, we'll come over and we'll just knock this out. I'm like, Mom, there's hundreds of orders and thousands of books. I don't know that we're knocking it out. You gotta love Mom's attitude. You have to love her attitude. She's like, we're gonna roll over and we're going to knock this out. Brouhaha. How you doing, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Matt Woods is up in here. It's good to see you, brother. Phil Tassi said I ordered more isolation yesterday. I'm going to feel very isolated. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm going to do the best that I can with the staff that I have to collapse orders, because I know a lot of people have ordered multiple times, and I'm going to do the best that I can to consolidate orders to save you guys on shipping. I will endeavor to make some magic happen. Chris Bigger, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Jim, how you doing? It is good to see you. Madam Blaster. So here's the thing, Madam Blaster. Haven't seen the whole video, but I did see that you swore an oath. I saw that you swore an oath on the Guide to Smart Comic Collecting, Madam Blaster. Serious now. Serious. Once you swear the oath on the Guide to Smart Comic Collecting, things get very serious. It goes up a notch. So there was a wonderful review. Who was it? It was Captain Comics in Canada. They did a really cool spoiler-free review of Isolation, which I thought was really cool. They've ordered a lot of copies of Isolation as well. Shout out to the comic shops up in Canada for ordering that Isolation. Planet Arizona, how you doing? It is good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. I'm scrolling through some of the comments. I am way behind. Moms are positive. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. If anyone can do it, Sheila can. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, my father dressed up as Morpheus. And what's crazy, he dressed up as Morpheus at GarageCon and I didn't even see him. He's at my house dressed up as Morpheus because he looks like Lawrence Fishburne. I never actually saw my father. I never actually saw him dressed up. That's how busy things were at GarageCon for me, at least. So we're going to get here to a couple of things. One thing that I want to do is I want to give a shout out to Edward. Edward M sent this over to me. And this is really awesome for two main reasons. This right here is awesome. And this is the original Star Trek cast, right? And I'm a huge fan of Star Trek. I went back and I watched the original series from the pilot a couple of years ago. That's how much of a true Star Trek fan I am. But what's also really cool about this book, Star Trek Waypoint, is that this was written by Donny Cates. I had no clue that Donny Cates actually wrote Star Trek. And Edward reached out to me and he said, hey, did you know that Donny Cates? And I'm like, no, I did not know. He said, I have something that I want to send you. It's a Star Trek. I know you like Star Trek. And also it's a Donny Cates. There you go. Shout out to Edward for hooking me up. It's been sitting off to the side for, I want to say, a couple of weeks, and I needed to give that acknowledgement. So there you go. Now that is handled, let me scroll down. Star Wars, no thank you. No thank Chris Bigger, why are you always on the opposite side of me, sir? Why are you always on the opposite side? Frog Brawler, Star Trek or Star Wars, it's like saying Ford or Chevy, brother. You can only be one. Star Trek all day. Star Trek all day. Have you read the John Byrne Star Trek? I have not read that. Hey, I am not a red shirt guy. I'm going to tell you right now, if I go down to a planet, I'm coming back. You better believe I'm part of the main crew, brother. I have to come back. If you know what, if you go down on that red shirt, there is a strong possibility that you are not coming back. And they have to know that. The crew of Star Trek has to know that if you're in a red shirt and you're beaming down to a strange planet, you're not coming back. You're off the show. There you go. There you go. Let's fight it out. I'm telling you, we can fight it out in the streets all day long. I'm telling you. We can fight it out in the streets. All right. I did not expect to get down that path. I did not. I want to, however, announce the winner. This month's winner of the Shortboxed giveaway. Want to announce that, and this is a giveaway that is done every single month by my friends over at Shortboxed. Essentially what you do is you watch the video, the Shortbox video. There's two of them. There's one where I'm like, hey, comment on this video, something substantive for a chance to win a $100 credit from my friends over at Shortbox. And this month's winner is Dean. Dean has won the giveaway for this month. And he dropped this comment on the buy these books now. You can see that there were only a handful of comments once you kind of deduped things, got down to a handful of comments. But Dean is the winner for this month. Shout out to Dean. Dean, if you're watching this right now, send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com, and I will send you off that $100 credit once I get it from the guys over at Shortbox. But how often did you see Scotty beam down? Scotty didn't beam down that often. Scotty was in the engineering room dealing with the engines. That's where Scotty was. He didn't go down to the planets because Scotty knew. Scotty is smart. He's like, no. People don't come back wearing the red shirts. I'm going to stay right here because the engines need some attention. Scotty hardly ever went down. You better believe it. All right, let me go ahead. So one other thing I want to mention to you guys before I get to the main topic at hand is I've been watching a new TV show. I've been watching, there you go, Scott. He did, because Scotty was like, you suckers are going down in the red shirts. I need a new crewman because that one that I'm beaming down is not going to come back, right? Scotty was smart. He was no dummy. Scotty was no dummy. And I do love the color red, but I am not going on an away mission wearing that shirt. So I've been watching a new show. I'm probably 6 or 7 episodes in. And part of the reason why I watch it is as I truly love two types of horror. Anything that involves a vampire, I am on board with, or zombies. It's magic when you get the two of them together. They are essentially the same thing, kind of, sort of, but zombies. Resident Evil. Resident Evil, the very first Resident Evil TV show, is airing on Netflix, and I am several episodes in. This is the crew right here. Essentially, what you see on the outer wings is the older version of the character that is on the inner, the next to the inside, right? Those two time periods are essentially what you see over the course of this show. You see the two teenage girls doing something, I guess it's like 25, I don't know, some distance into the future, and then you have their older counterparts. So you're looking at these two different time periods over the course of the show, and in the middle you have their father. It gets very confusing. It gets very confusing, but their father is in the middle, and the CEO of the Umbrella Corporation is sitting on that stool to his left. The show is okay. I'll be completely honest with you. I saw someone's comment earlier today. They said the show is like empty calories. And to some degree, it is. It's not the best acting. It's not the best casting. The visual effects are okay. They're not spectacular, but I am a fan of zombies. And so in addition to that, I like this franchise. And so if it comes out as part of this franchise, I watch it. The show, again, admittedly, is not fantastic. It is okay. But if you've got some time to kill, if you like zombies, there you go. Resident Evil is not a bad way to go. It'll kill some time. Let's put it that way. I am sort of entertained, but I will tell you, I am not all caught up in the characters. I am not invested in them in any way, shape, or form. But you can see here, according to the official log line, the series will be set in the year 2036, 14 years after a deadly virus caused a global apocalypse. COVID. But it is an interesting story. It's all about Raccoon City. It's all about New Raccoon City, the father, the daughters, their relationships, of course, and then in the backdrop you have the living dead. So it's a decent series, worth a watch. Again, especially if you're into this kind of stuff. It is not terrible. So let's put it that way. It's not terrible. All right, let me go. Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen this yet? Mindless is the best way when zombie. No doubt about it. Never could get into Resident Evil. Try. What's interesting is that the show is very similar to the video game in some respects. I don't play video games, but if you play the video game, you may actually enjoy the show more because I believe that there's some synergies that exist there. So throw that up there. Let me scroll real quick. I like the Snyder zombie movie where they're stuck in the mall. Couldn't think of the name. I will be honest with you. I have probably seen it. Is that the one? I know which one you're talking about. There's actually a couple set in malls. I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I know which one. I think there was a car and there was a gas station in the mall and they set it on fire. I think that may be the one, but there are several. There are several. I remember playing the first game and it scared the heck out of me. Liger, how old are you, sir? How old are you, Liger? The video game scared you, sir? No, I'm teasing. Let me see. Almost done with it. Lowest Rotten Tomato score, says Deuces. Walking Dead is solid. Walking Dead is a whole nother ball game. Whole nother ball game. Dawn of the Dead. There you go. There you go. I have not checked out the show yet, but it's on the list now. Steve White, please do not hold this against me, Steve. I know that I'm talking about it, Steve, but I've given all the caveats that this is not a stellar movie. So please do not judge me as a movie critic based upon this movie, okay? Scrolling through, everybody now knows that it is the Dawn of the Dead. Shout out to all you guys. I couldn't remember the name, to be honest with you. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. Scrolling. Shaun of the Dead. No, sir. No, sir, Donald. No, sir. Yeah, there you go. Let me see. Scroll. World War Z was not bad. That was not bad. That was not bad. I will tell you that there may or may not be a slightly smarter zombie And this one, I think in Dawn of the Dead, I think there was also a smart zombie in there. I do believe that there was one in there as well. Again, a lot of my movies kind of blend together after a while. What is that? I thought oh, wait a minute. There you go. Scrolling through. All right. Whoa. Hey. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It is. Yes, we do. Zombies. If it's Nosferatu, we can get on board with that. But we also will not be afraid to do spandex, because I'm a fan of the spandex as well. But our first foray is indeed a horror fantasy kind of thing, so zombies can definitely fit in there. There you go. All right, let me see. All right, so I'm all caught up on that. So there was some news that broke. I guess I think it was like a couple of months ago, by and large. Some news broke, and a lot of people immediately thought that this news was a direct attack on Whatnot, the Whatnot app. This is an app that is essentially a live streaming platform where viewers can interact with sellers in a live like auction platform. I admittedly have only been to Whatnot once, admittedly only one time, but they seem to have taken things by storm, right? They are in other vertical areas, I think in some collectibles, but definitely in like apparel and stuff like that. And they have, over the last, I want to say, like year or so, come really strong into the comic book collectible arena. And I think that there are some other collectible arenas as well, but I first became aware of them probably more than a year ago. But they have come in by storm. And so when this announcement that was made a few months ago came out, a lot of people believed that eBay was doing this in direct response to what was happening with Whatnot. And I think it may be a little bit bigger than that, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And for whatever reason, I just have not gotten around to talking about this again, because it's been floating out there for quite some time. But eBay has launched, we can take the has launched an interactive live shopping platform. And I do believe that it is still in beta, but I think at the time that this article was written, I think it was still pending. Let me see. eBay announced today being back in June, that it's launching eBay Live, a dedicated shopping platform that gives users a way to purchase products in a live and interactive environment. This new experience is rolling out in beta this month. The company's first live shopping event will offer a curated selection of rare trading cards, blah, blah, blah. The live event will invite shoppers to engage with products as if they're in a traditional shop. The events will be accessible through eBay app and through the web. During these events, shoppers will be able to interact with the seller directly in the chat and through reaction buttons. Shoppers can purchase any of the items directly from the live stream. This article kind of goes on here to say, and this is a quote from Dawn Block, the vice president of collectibles, electronics, and home at eBay. She said, eBay has always been the original home for trading cards and collectibles. As the collector community grows, we're offering a new live platform that combines an engaging environment with incredible ease, allowing our community to come together over shared interests and merchandise and give us more money. I added that last part, but it is true. And like eBay is like, hey, we see some stuff happening out there in the world of comics and collectibles in general. We need to get more of this money. And if you look at it, eBay has been making a lot of moves by changing their payment platform, by moving to requiring you to have a bank account connected. Like a lot of the stuff that eBay is doing is honestly in their self-interest, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with a company making that money. Feebay still uses, says Liger. Live Beanie Baby sales. That's what's up, Joey Stuntmaster. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, man, there's a lot of eBay sales for Legos. I've been seeing a lot of Lego sales as of late. Let me see, scrolling through last week at LCS, Massachusetts picked up a Lois Lane. I thought that was related to what I was talking about. I don't know how I read that. Whatnot has pretty high fees too, says Scroll Man. Is how high are the fees? How high are they? Because I don't really buy on Whatnot. And I have not really purchased on eBay a whole lot for quite some time, to be honest with you. And I also don't sell there. Icebox says, iron sharpens iron. If eBay and Whatnot compete and make each other better, it's only better for everyone involved. Icebox, I made a video recently, literally recently, finished editing it. And I said the same thing. I said, for me, I don't really care about the companies, to be honest with you. I have no dog in the fight with any of these companies, to be honest, except for the consumer. When companies compete with one another, when there is competition in a market, generally the consumer benefits, right? Because they are competing on price, they're competing on services, they're competing for share of wallet. And the company that is able to differentiate and earn the business gets the money at the end of the day, right? Because there's only so much money in the wallet. And so to the point, eBay, Whatnot, everybody else jump on board, and hopefully it makes things better for the consumer, gives the consumer more options, gives them more flexibility, gives them better services. In the end of the day, that's what it really is about. Scrolling down, and again, I've never used any of these platforms to really buy and sell, so I'm not quite sure if you guys have. But there you go. Jason's like, I'm Hip Comic all the way. Sponsor the channel. Hey, I'm good with that. I'm good with Hip Comic. Get on board. There is no better platform for selling than eBay. Doesn't matter how much it costs. I don't know if I agree with that, sir. I don't know if I agree with that. And I say that because, I'll be completely honest. If I have money to spend, I'm going to try to spend money with a company and with people that I like and that I know, if I can, right? Because you get to see where it goes. You get to see it affect somebody, right? And I can tell you, companies like Shortboxed are a part of the community. Shortboxed is a part of the community. They are collectors. I'm on board with them, right? Same thing with Hip Comic. Same thing with My Slabs. These are all sponsors of the channel, and there's a reason that I choose to work with these companies. And I can tell you, there are companies that come to me asking to work with me, and I have no interest. I have no interest. I am honestly, I pick and choose who I roll with, and it's for a reason. It is for a reason. eBay was losing money to Whatnot and all of the other online comic sales sites. I mean, again, man, I think that potentially has part of it, right? I think that they were losing money, not just to Whatnot, but potentially to others as well, right? So eBay has a large customer base. You can sell books quickly on eBay, but the eBay fees are high. There you go. And again, I sell most of my stuff via my own website, but there's a reason for that. Like, I kind of sort of like to know the people, if you will, that I happen to be selling with. So, but for selling too, sorry. So for those folks that are coming in a little late, I'm finally getting around to talking about this news, the fact that eBay has launched an interactive live shopping platform. This news came out back in June. And again, I think part of it had to do with the fact that there's a lot of competition in this space, and they wanted to make sure that they were getting their share of dollars. And a quote that came out from the vice president of collectibles, electronics, and home at eBay, she points out, Dawn does, that eBay has always been the original home for trading cards and collectibles. And she says that as the collector community grows, we're offering a new live platform that combines an engaging environment with incredible ease, allowing our community to get to come together over shared interests and merchandise. And this is eBay Live, a streamed entertainment and sophisticated way for our community to collect, buy, and sell. And it says here that eBay is the latest online platform to enter the live shopping space and joins the likes of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't know that these other platforms existed. I'll be completely honest. I'm on YouTube every day, all day, as you guys know, and I had no clue that YouTube had a live shopping platform or segment. I had no clue. Facebook, I guess, does as well. Not completely surprised by that one, but I'm also not an active Facebook user. Same thing with Twitter, and I'm very surprised at Pinterest. I thought Pinterest was like dead. I mean, except for like stuff for weddings and stuff like that. I haven't used Pinterest in like forever. But they let me see, let me scroll down. Let me see if I can find this next section. Oh man, it's talking about here. Facebook. Also in November, Facebook rolled out a test of live shopping for creators. Again, never heard of it. Although Facebook has had live shopping for years, as partnerships between brands and creators have become more common, the app has been testing a feature that will make these collaborations appear more seamless. Pinterest launched a new app aimed at making it easier for creators to live stream to its platform. Who knew that Pinterest had live streaming? Maybe I'm missing out. I'm missing out on some stuff. But again, I thought that this was an interesting article. A lot of people believe that this eBay Live was a direct shot against Whatnot. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe it's them trying to be competitive. Maybe it's them focusing on like I said, Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Pinterest and Whatnot as well. It's surprising that this article did not mention Whatnot. And this is an article that I found on TechCrunch.com. But again, not every writer is going to be aware of every available service and platform that is out there. So again, just a really interesting article that I wanted to bring to you guys. It'll be interesting to see how all of this plays out. And I'm curious, have you guys used any of these? I would encourage you guys to be careful with some of the things that we talk about. So be careful. Scrolling through some of the comments here. What is that? Regie quit Pinterest after finishing his quilt. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I thought it was mostly like, crafts and I need to brainstorm for my wedding, like wedding dresses and flower arrangements and that kind of stuff. I thought that's what Pinterest was. Who the heck knew? Tina, see, there's a reason you like Pinterest, Tina. You like shiny pins. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that you're on that. But not so much me or some of these other guys that are in here. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Danny, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Sears was the original home for Craftsman 2, and they're gone. Craftsman was the only real asset that they had in the end, wasn't it? Wasn't it down towards the end that Craftsman was the only real asset that has gone on to live beyond Sears? A lot of people, I know a lot of people that when it came to tools, it was only about Craftsman. It was only Craftsman. There you go, Tina. I know, Tina. I'm looking right at it. It's on your thumbnail right there. Pinterest also has a lot of antiques. There you go. All right, Mark's dropping some knowledge. There you go. Liger says Whatnot can definitely get addictive. I've only been there one time. I've only been on the platform one time. Ooh, Reggie's gonna bring back MySpace. I didn't really do MySpace at all. I didn't really do MySpace at all. I'm gonna tell you, I am about tapped out. I am about tapped out on the platforms. I'll be completely honest with you. I downloaded, what was it, Telegram? I think it was Telegraph, something the other day. I am about tapped out on the apps because there's only so many things that you can check on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And, and still get stuff done and still be a productive member of society. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much. GOC. Oh, you talking dirty. You just talking dirty in here, man. Talking dirty up in here, Clyde. Those are all. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. Is that even still up? Is that Is that site even still up? MySpace was pre-Facebook back in the Napster days, man. What was the other one? LimeWire? Lime, was it LimeWire? I think it was. Man, I bootlegged so much music back in the day, man. Woo, bootleg so much music. Oh man. All right. let me move on. So again, for those folks that came in a little late, we spent a little bit of time talking about the eBay interactive live shopping platform that is, as of what I know, in beta testing, probably moving to live rollout at some point in the future. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Whatnot and with these other live shopping platforms that are out there. Whether they make some changes in response to what eBay is doing, but eBay is making some major moves. I will tell you, they are making some major moves. They rolled out the eBay Vault. They rolled out, I think, the fractional share stuff, and I do believe Neo. Where's Neo? Neo, I think, has spent a healthy amount of time talking about some of this stuff on his website or on his YouTube channel. Part of the reason why I don't focus on some of this stuff as much is because so much of it is with the sports cards and not necessarily with comics right now. So I've been keeping an eye on it, but not spending a lot of time talking about it. But I do believe that Neo has spent a lot of time talking about some of this stuff. eBay needs to crack down on non-payers. Everybody needs to crack down on non-payers. If you commit to buying it, you should buy it. Just going ahead and putting that out there. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about, and I'm going to be curious as to what you all's thoughts are on this, whether this is a sign, that Namor is coming to the MCU. I will be curious to see whether people believe that this could be a sign. Marvel announces a Namor series from Iron Man writer. When was the last time that Namor had a series? I honestly don't know. When the last time was that he had a solo series. I will tell you that I have been eyeing multiple Namor books in the 100K collection for about 6 months. I've been staring at these books saying that I'm going to send them in and get graded, because I dig Namor. I dig the Golden Age version of Namor, mostly because he's part of the Invaders. So I'm a big fan of that. But Marvel announces a Namor series from the Iron Man writer. This came out just the other day. One of Marvel's oldest and most iconic characters is getting a new solo series. The guy Christopher Cantwell took to social media on Thursday to announce his upcoming series, Namor the Submariner Conquered Shores. In his post, Chris called the project a very special thing, and will take readers into a future world where the world is mostly flooded and Namor rules. Though the Atlantean finds himself on what might be for some an unexpected mission. And it says here, he's quoted as saying that this is the very first idea I've ever pitched to Marvel, and I'm thrilled that they said yes. The story takes place 100 years into the future on a mostly flooded Earth. And they go on to talk about this story about how Namor is reflecting upon, his time, and how a lot of his friends were actually, his foes were his friends and his friends were his foes, blah, 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 over his history. So it's kind of an interesting little story. I am honestly excited to read this thing. I'll be honest with you. I like Namor. I dig Namor as a character. I find him to be, a complex character, right? On the surface, he just appears to be this arrogant guy, but I think that there is some texture and nuance to his character. And it's going to be really interesting to see whether Chris Cantwell can bring that to life, whether we see some additional dimension, internal angst, if you will, to Namor, because in many ways, that's who he is. He is a ruler that is torn in so many ways. And others just view him as Aquaman, Marvel's Aquaman. Some people view him as that. I view him as a as a complex character. But again, this Namor series is going to be coming out, I do believe, in October. Let me scroll down and find it here. I think it is, Namor the Submariner Conquered Shores, written by Christopher Cantwell, is set to go on sale October 19th from Marvel Comics, as if there were a doubt in the and again, some people may view this as a sign that Namor is going to be coming to the MCU, because there's a tremendous amount of belief that Namor is going to be the villain in the upcoming Black Panther movie. And there's a lot of uncertainty about what that movie will focus on, who the villain will be, what's going to happen with the actor that formerly played that role. I am interested to see how they handle some of this stuff. But at various points, Black Panther and Namor went to war together. And if you remember the early Black Panther movies, there was some indications that potentially Namor was causing an earthquake under the ocean. That could have just been one of those things that that the MCU throws out there for us to talk about, and it may actually go nowhere. Or we could get Namor. And I think that there's an actor that has actually been cast for the Black Panther movie, but his role has not been highlighted just yet. So the people believe that that could be Namor. I will tell you, my various Namor books have been sent off to CGC and have already come back. I am ready. I am ready for the Namor magic. I hope this just leads to the invaders. That's all I'm saying. Just bring on the invaders. Namor was created in 1939. Let me see. I'm going to scroll down. He was indeed. Namor is one of Marvel's oldest characters, first appearing in 1939's Motion Picture Funnies Weekly #1 before making his first public appearance in Marvel Comics #1 in October of 1939. The character was created by Bill Everett. I will tell you, I have read the very first Marvel Comics. Again, I've read this stuff digitally, and it is definitely dated, but it's still enjoyable. It's still enjoyable to me, just because I dig the old stuff. And Norin Rad, the Silver Surfer, is indeed correct about the origin point of Namor. I don't think Phase 4 is all that bad except for Black Widow, just my opinion. I think Phase 4 is all over the place for a reason, done purposefully. I would agree with that, Kevin. I'm just going to agree with you. And I've had debates with people about this. Kevin Feige is not a dumb man. And when I say Kevin Feige, I'm talking about Kevin Feige and team, because no one person does any of this by themselves. Kevin Feige is no dummy. There is a plan. And we may not see it now. We may not understand it. We may not fully appreciate it either right now or in the future. But I do believe that a lot of the stuff that is happening is being done for a reason. Namor is the only modern comic that I would spend money on for that 1 in 1,000, says Vinny. That's what's up. Fingers crossed the show is good, says Steve White. Scrolling through. Alan, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling through, I ordered Aquaman on Etsy and got Namor instead. That's an upgrade. Just say please and thank you, sir. Pretty Fly, it is good to see you. Scrolling through. Hey, Liger Style, don't be ruining stuff, man. I haven't seen it yet. I'll tell you, my man, Mikey Sutton sent me a message. He said, you need to watch the final episode of Miss Marvel. Avoid the spoilers. I still haven't seen it because I've been busy. I've been busy doing some other things. But people like Liger Style have ruined it for me. Completely teasing. Teasing. I'll be honest with you. I started watching Miss Marvel, and I was maybe halfway through episode 1, and I turned it off. And I was like, this is not for me. This is for children. And then there was nothing on TV one day. There's nothing on TV one day. I think I was here alone. I was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and watch this Miss Marvel. And I did, and I ended up enjoying it. The episode that I turned off is I can't remember. There's one episode right now where it goes back in time, and I find that one to be a little boring. So I decided I wasn't going to watch that one. I was going to wait for more true superhero action. But I enjoy the tone of this because I appreciate what they're trying to do. And I think what they're trying to do is to connect with a younger demographic. And I respect that. I respect the attempt at what they're doing, because again, everybody talks about the next generation won't read comics, this, that, and the other. The next generation will potentially watch this TV show. They potentially are watching this TV show, and maybe we will get some additional fans. So I would say don't poo-poo it. Try to watch it if you can, and just go ahead and swallow it like medicine. Just go ahead and swallow it down. So Namor is an 83-year-old in a spandex. No, sir. He is an 83-year-old in green spandex with fish scale and a gold waistband. Get it correct, okay? That you're about to start a fight here. First, we started talking about Star Trek and Star Wars. Now it's Namor versus Aquaman. It's about to be a fight in the streets. I have a feeling the guy named Chris is gonna lose. 808, how you doing? It is good to see aloha to you as well. Scrolling through the comments. All right, so the Namor thing we just spoke about. So for those folks that came in a little late, we spent some time talking about eBay's new live interactive selling platform. We just segued into talking a little bit about the new Namor series that is coming out right now, and whether that is actually a precursor for Namor coming into the MCU. We segued ever so briefly into talking about Miss Marvel and that TV show, which again it's not a terrible show. It's not a terrible show, okay? It's not great, but it's not also terrible, okay? So the next thing that I want to talk about is the Punisher, and we've spoken about the Punisher a lot. And we originally started talking about the Punisher when we heard that they were changing his skull and the possible reasons for that. We also spent some time talking about the fact that he had renounced guns, and what kind of Punisher, what kind of a vengeance person does not use firearms. And then I read the comic. I was like, this comic is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you guys are not reading Punisher, treat yourselves. Treat yourselves, because if you think the Punisher is a punk because he's not using guns and he's using swords, let me tell you, he's still as violent. He is still as violent and as deadly with those swords, and he also still uses guns. He still uses guns. I saw him shoot somebody with my own as if he's a real person, right? I saw it with my own eyes. He shot him with a firearm. Marvel's The Punisher now has superpowers. Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. They're saying he has. I have not read the comic myself. I have not read the comic. I am not going to read through this. Oh, you know what? I am going to read this because I think that this is slightly inaccurate. It says, as readers of Marvel Comics may recall, Frank Castle recently renounced his use of firearms for a new life, one as the leader of the ninja death cult, The Hand. First of all, comicbook.com, Spencer, he has not renounced his use of firearms. He still uses firearms. He squares off against the god of war, okay? He uses firearms. He also uses swords and other accoutrements for the making of the war. But this is a spoiler for Punisher 4, which I have not yet read this. But what they are showing here, and I'm just going to show these panels. We're not going to read through the article. But this panel is basically saying that Frank now has some kind of power. And you can see the halo, the energy that surrounds him. It seems to be coming from his eyes and from his hands. That seems to be emanating from those things. You can see also that awful skull. But you can see this red stuff, and they're basically saying that he now has superpowers. More than likely, it is some kind of mystical energy, because I think the Hand are some kind of mystics, if you will, some kind of mystical energy. I don't know if it's a superpower per se, but again, I've read issues 1 through 3. I've enjoyed them. This is issue 4. I have not yet read this. But I'll be completely honest, I am enjoying the series. I think that there are some interesting twists and turns to Frank Castle. There's some nuances that Jason Aaron is bringing to the surface, and I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. If you set some of the political stuff to the side, It's a good read. I'll be completely honest with you. I enjoy it. So I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. All right. There you go. Little hand mojo. There you go. That's all that it is. I don't know that Frank now has superpower, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how issue 4 turns out. Frank doesn't need guns. He'll get you with the plastic. You mean the spork? Hey, if Frank kills somebody with the spork, you better believe. What is that? They have explored Frank's past and shown something from his. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. The one where it went back in time to his childhood. I think that was issue 3. I thought that was well done. I really do. It's like, you know, a lot of people don't want characters to change. But I appreciate when they can stay true generally to the character, but then also give us some new dimension to those characters, some new insight. And if you think about it, we met Frank as a family man that had his family taken away from him. And then everything after that for decades has him just been by and large, him killing people. By and large, that's what we see, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. But what we're getting with the Jason Aaron run is we're getting Frank's childhood. And that's a little different. And of course, they're changing some things. They're moving some stuff around, but it's being done in a really good way. And I think it's the same thing that like Donny Cates did for Eddie Brock. I was never interested in Venom. Eddie Brock is a whole character now. He is 3-dimensional. He has a kid, right? That he is doing a lot for. I mean, he has evolved as a person, and then also as Venom, he has evolved. And I dig it. I dig what was done for Eddie Brock, and I am so far enjoying what is being done for Frank Castle. And I would say, you know, if you go into it with an open mind, I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised as to what you're going to see. So let me scroll through. I am way behind. Yeah, issue 3 was good. Haven't read issue 4 yet. Yeah, we both need to read it, and then we can compare notes. But issue 1 of the Punisher was a crazy twist. I did not see that coming. Issue 2 was okay. I mean, I wasn't blown away by issue 3. I thought was pretty interesting, and we'll see what issue 4 happens to be. And then I also read somebody recommended the Punisher War Journal, and I think we spoke about that recently. There were some interesting political moments in that one that, again, I kind of enjoyed it. You know, it's sometimes comics do speak to the present day, and I think occasionally when that happens, it's actually okay to do some of that stuff. Scrolling through, if you guys have not checked out Steve Conge's cover for Isolation, I'm encouraging you to check it out. It is a really, really awesome cover. Believe it or not, there are still covers for Isolation that have not yet been revealed. Let's just throw that out there. Scrolling through the next evolution. The next evolution of the Punisher's logo will be a spork, and he will have a little bit of spam residue on it when he stabs somebody. Frank Castle trained John Wick. Yes, it was issue 3. They will. Dre, never you worry, bro. Never you worry. If there's something you don't like in comics, just wait a little while. Because it will revert. Your character dies, he'll be back. She'll be back. Don't worry about it. The logo will come back. I think that it has to, because the Punisher logo is amazing. I was in Academy Sports. Recently, and I was in an aisle looking at some stuff and looked up, and there was actually the Punisher logo. The Punisher logo was on something being sold in a professional store. And I did not expect that. I expected a lot of the Punisher stuff to be bootleg, right? Bootleg stuff sold online. It was in a store. I was a little surprised by that, but I do think that the Punisher logo will be back. I think that this is a temporary thing that they're doing, partly because it gets us to talk about it. It gets us interested. Think about it. When was the last time somebody was actually interested in a Punisher comic besides ASM 129, right? People are interested in Punisher, especially the Punisher show, and seeing the Punisher in the MCU. But when was the last time we actually watched we were excited about a Punisher comic? I can't remember a time, right? So what better way to some degree or another to get people interested than to stir the pot, a little bit, to get people up in angst. And it works because I've spent a lot of time talking about the Punisher. I mean, it's all good content, man. This is what we talk about, right? So scrolling through, comics are all about retcons. You have never lied, my friend. You have never lied. It's good. I think it is good when characters evolve. And I would say, I think it's important that the characters stay true to who they are. But they have to evolve. And evolution is essentially, in my mind, it is staying true to that core, but becoming a different version of oneself. Like, I am the same person that I've always been, but I've evolved, I've matured, I've smoothed out some rough edges. I don't do some of the silly stuff that I used to do in the past. But I'm the same person, right? If somebody were to meet me now and met me when I was a kid, I'm the same person. I literally look the same, less hair on my head, but I'm essentially the same person. It's about evolution. Not about being the exact same person that you always were. And to some degree or another, we want comic book characters to be that, but that's not necessarily realistic. Think about how boring that would be for a writer or for an artist to basically have to tell the same story over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing that gets a writer or a creator more excited than being able to tell a really awesome story that they envisioned with a character that they potentially love. This guy that, Jason Aaron is writing Punisher, you have to imagine that he had to pitch that idea. So he had to have some kind of investment, right? And again, I'm setting some of the political stuff aside. I'm setting some of that, trying to make a political point by using these characters. I'm trying to set some of that stuff aside because that takes us down a whole different path that we're not going to talk about right now. The only thing constant in life is change. That's what's up, man. And I think we have to allow our comic book characters to evolve the same way that we have continued to evolve. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Let me see. Let me take that off the screen. Man, I'm gonna tell you, if you have not read some of the Punisher Nam stuff, I can't remember what episode or issues it was. I actually covered in a previous video because I found the books in the 100K collection where the Punisher logo comes from, like the whole 9 yards. There are, I want to say it's two books in the Nam title that feature Frank. And I want to say one of them has him on the cover, but good stuff. If you guys have not checked those out, I definitely encourage you to do so. And Steve, if you want to throw the link up for people to be able to access your cover of Isolation, feel free to do that. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Did I already tell you guys that there was some additional covers of Isolation that have yet to be revealed? Okay, moving on. Scrolling through, there you go. Frog Brawler, I would not disagree with you because you can already see that there's a split, right? There is the, I need you to do what I need to do. So I'm going to use you on both sides. There's a little bit of that on both sides. And you can see that it is an uneasy alliance between the two factions. And at some point they are going to split and Frank is going to become, he is going to, have the logo and he is going to wreck shop. Punisher trained to Wonder Twins. If you know, scrolling through some of the comments, you guys are hilarious. All right, let me see where I am. I am way behind. My neighbor Neil's in here. I just saw his name flash by. There you go, Neil. How you doing? There you go. Scrolling. I am way behind on comments. Man. Got to keep surprising you guys. That's all that I can say is that it's a lot more surprises. There's more surprises, more secrets. to be coming. All right, so let me see. I think we've covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover tonight. How about that? How are we doing on time? Not bad. Check that out. Again, another shout out to my man Edward M, who sent me this really awesome copy of Star Trek Waypoint issue number 1. This is cool for several reasons. Cool because it was written by Donny Cates, and it's instantly cool because it's Star Trek featuring the original cast of characters. I absolutely love this show from back in the day. Is there a MASH comic? Does anybody know? Did they ever make a comic for MASH? Because MASH was one of my favorite shows. I used to watch it with my grandmother. Let me give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. We are going to do an unboxing. We have a $4,000 unboxing that is going to take place on the channel this week. We're going to talk about whether there is a new type of collector that is on the scene, a new generation, if you will, of collectors. And in addition to that, we're also going to be giving you a couple of reasons why you should consider using CBCS. And I've done a lot of videos recently on CBCS, but I think that this is a good video for those folks that maybe are on the fence about CBCS or the role the CBCS plays in the market. I'm going to speak to those things and give you a couple of reasons why you should give them a try. Those are the 3 pre-recorded videos. There may be a 4th pre-recorded video that I will release this week, depending upon if copies of Isolation show up in time. Fingers crossed that it does indeed happen. And if it does, I will probably need every moment in time to process the hundreds of orders and thousands of books that have been requested by people all across North America. Shout out to everyone that has supported Isolation. As you all saw, probably if you're on Instagram, Geekosity Mag did a wonderful interview with Doug. Doug, if you are here in the room, can you throw up the link to the Geekosity article? Because I think that people will enjoy reading your thoughts on Isolation and all that kind of stuff. But in addition to that, CGC also put out a post. I want to say it was yesterday, today, I can't remember, my days blend. But if you are coming to San Diego Comic-Con and you have an interest in getting a signature from Doug or myself on the Guide to Smart Comic Collecting, or purchasing and having a signature placed on Isolation, you can drop those comics off at the CGC booth. Doug and I will be doing the signing on Sunday. I want to say it's 1 to 3, 3 to 4, 2 to 3, something like that. We're going to be at the CGC booth, let's put it that way, signing some stuff. But if folks have comics that they want me to sign exclusive, same thing with Doug, just drop them off and we will make that magic happen. All right. With that said, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me just a little bit. I hope that you all enjoyed the show. And as always, if you guys need to reach out to me for whatever reason, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
Body ate itself until it found its passion. They got fat while we starved, but it's power in fasting. Until I turn to ashes, I remain stoic through my rap heroics. I painted 10,000 poems, then I drank the potion of poetry and motion. I started choking, it was potent. My throat chakra downloaded, knowledge hungry. I was embarrassed I could ask my parents for money when I had a full tummy. So I asked for wisdom, better than crypto, sweeter than honey. I don't take it for granted, I don't wear capes and